Welcome back, everyone, to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II for the Nintendo Famicom system. We ended last episode by showing off that glitch to avoid backtracking with the warp spell to jump back up, get onto that bridge that collapsed. But you know, the way the glitch works, if you go back up the staircase, you end up in the staircase that you initially came down. So we're gonna have to do the backtracking anyway, but I just wanted to like show off all the different routes and how that could potentially save you some time if you use the warp spell and decide not to go back up the staircases like how I ended the episode. But we're gonna head down the correct staircases now and then continue on our way. Fess, Maxine, Booker, and Layla here, they have to get down to the bottom of the cave here to submerge the wyvern egg. Without us submerging it in the life spring, the egg won't hatch, and that will basically spell the end of the wyverns, because the last one who's alive is slowly dying because the Empire poisoned it. So just another reason why we can't let the Empire continue on, because they're kind of an evil group. So I mean, they took out the wyverns, the dragoons, and then all the cities they attacked with the dreadnoughts. So yeah, they can't be allowed to conquer the world. So it'd be nice though if our ratty heroes had a little bit more help. So, but yeah, it's funny that when we first started the game, Hilda was like, "You're too young to join the rebellion." Now basically the whole rebellion focuses on pretty much us. So the only one who really is doing anything besides us is, I guess, in the field would be Minwoo, who's out searching for the ultimate magic Ultima. So Gordon helped a little bit, but now he's taken over, leading the army. I don't know what kind of army they have though, because no one's been really helping us. So, and the other folks who did help us, Joseph, he unfortunately passed away, and Scott, the Prince of Kashuan. So we are pretty much a 3-rat show here. So, but we've, despite our what we don't have in quantity, we're making up in quality. So, Alright, well, hopefully though, maybe we can get some more folks in later. Maybe we'll get Minwoo back, and we know there's that one dragoon left, Rickard, who was also out looking for the ultimate magic, so we'll get them, hopefully. But if we don't get them, if we do get them, I mean, they'll have to join us one at a time. So we're playing fair. We can't have 5 party members, so we'll have 5 party members in Final Fantasy IV, though. So, which was named 2 when it came out in America. I think that's probably the largest group that you ever get in Final Fantasy. Because Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, all have 4 party members. And then 7 and 8 have 3. At a time, and I think 9 goes back to 4, and then I don't know what the rest are. So, well, no, I know 13 has 3 because I saw some people playing that game, but one of those like charity marathons. I think it was a really longathon. So. But the other ones, like, I stopped playing them after 8, so, because I never had a PlayStation for the ones that came out on, and I got 7 and 8 for the PC, so I was able to play them, but no. So yes, I guess Final Fantasy IV then has the largest amount of party members at a time, so, well, those are the After Years, which is the Final Fantasy IV spin-off, so. But I think they said that they, I think I read somewhere that they started making it a little bit smaller parties because it was easier to balance the game that way. As the games got more complex, like on the PlayStation, with the graphics and monsters and stuff like that, I guess it would be harder to more time to balance the game, because obviously the more party members you have, the more options your party has to do in battle. So it would be you have to account for all these different variables, and so I guess it was easier programming by making it smaller parties, less options they had to account for. So I said I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I read somewhere. But there we go. So I don't know, but let's focus at the task at hand here. This evil hill gigas. So they've become much easier now that we've gotten better equipment, better skills. So yeah, this would, like I said, if we would have went right here to this Deist Cave when we were supposed to go, and would have gained all that skill points and magic that we got from the tropical cave, these guys would have been really tough, especially when they come in the groups of 2. So I wonder what they were thinking, like I said, when they were we were just talking about little balancing there and balancing out the game and monsters. I wonder what they were thinking when they populated this cave with these type of monsters, then the tropic cave with the monsters that they did do it with. So because yeah, if you just go through this cave would be really hard, and you get so much experience that by the time you got to the tropical island cave, the enemies wouldn't really give you any experience. It would just like you'd be like fighting those level 1 monsters over. We're not getting any benefit from fighting. So I don't know who knows what they were thinking, but although so sometimes that's why when they do remasters or remakes, they fix some of the problems that they initially had, but unfortunately sometimes that can cause more problems, different problems. So I know, like for they went back, and when they remastered a lot of like Final Fantasy 1, they used the new MP system, like this one here has, which kind of like ruined the balance of magic in that game. They made the red mage really kind of terrible, and so yeah, I'm not really a fan of usually I like to play the original game, bugs and all, because I don't know, that just seems the way that it was intended, the best they could do at the time. So problem is, like I said, sometimes you see hindsight being 2020. Fess got some knife there. His knife is almost caught up to his shield, I think. I think they're both rank 4 now. So but yeah, some hindsight being 2020. This is a problem I have as an editor. Eventually sometimes you just gotta let something go. Because if you keep going over it over and over again, you're always going to find something that you think you might be able to fix a little bit better, make a little bit better, and then sometimes you might, ruin the spirit of something by doing that. So, I think of a good example I think a lot of people will agree with is a lot of the special edition stuff that George Lucas did with the initial Star Wars trilogy. He's like, I didn't like the limitations of special effects back when I made these, back in the 70s and 80s, and then he came out in the 90s with, the CGI, and he redid a lot of scenes, and some just came out really terrible, especially in Return of the Jedi. Some of the stuff in the first one, A New Hope, was pretty good, like the updated space battle with the Death Star. That was pretty cool, throwing in the old scenes with Biggs, Dark Glider, but some of the stuff in Return of the Jedi was just terrible. Like adding that big warm mouth to the Sarlacc, redoing the band scene in Jabba's palace. So making Greedo shoot first in the cantina. Yeah, there was a few things. There was an acid vial. Basically cast like an acid 16 spell, or basically acid 4 on all the enemies. So, once again, kind of a pointless item. So, we just sell those items. They would be good like in a pinch. Obviously more useful at the beginning of the game when you didn't have enough money to buy ethers, a bunch of ethers for your black mage. And if you weren't like obsessed with like how I am about keeping all her weapon ranks at 1, that would be something that she can use on or he or she could use on a turn that they don't have magic. But we're at the point now where basically all our excess funds can go to ethers. So there's some ogre chiefs, hoping for that winged sword drop. Layla got a bow level. And hope was good because we got the sword drop, so we got to get rid of one of these items though. That acid file, like I said, we were just to sell that. So this will definitely make Fess's attack much better. The sleep was rarely ever occurring, so there's no point in there's no point in keeping the crescent sword, so we'll just end up selling that. So we'll put the knife now in the offhand, so he'll still gain levels with that, but it's basically not functioning where it should be. As his main hand is the right hand, so his best weapon should be on it. So, well, let's hope we get. There's a chimera in front of the spring, and unfortunately, our wish did not come true here this time, though, because I mentioned in the last episode, this boss can be easy or tough, depending on if you get 1 or 4 chimeras, and we got the most. We got 4 chimeras, so. But we still should be. We're strong enough we can finish them off. So. It also, I guess, depends on how nice the chimeras are. I preemptively did a heal there, because sometimes what the chimeras can do is they can all do a blaze attack, and of course that would really hurt our party, because if all 4 of them use the blaze attack, it'd be basically like hitting all of our characters with a single target blaze. So that would definitely hurt most folks, even though we do have the ruby armor, and whatchamacallit, Booker has the ice shield. We'd still be taking some decent damage, so want to avoid that. Ouch, there's some decent damage right there to Mr. Booker. Nice. Yeah, with that wing sword, like I said, it does extra damage to beast type enemies. So you can see that did a lot of good damage there to that chimera back there. And now they're halfway down, and we haven't seen a blaze spell yet, so that's nice. So I guess one good thing though, if you do get a big, large group, is that it gives you more chances to, build up your skills. These are rank 5 enemies, so we will be gaining some decent skills off of them. So that'll help us. Oh, finally they're using Blaze 7 there, so look at that. Like I said, Booker has the ice shield, that helps a lot, but everyone else is taking like between 60 and 70 damage. So like I said, if all 4 of them would use that at first, that's like 200 and some damage. That could have taken out Layla, basically left Maxine with basically almost no hit points, so of course that might have got some hit point levels and growth, but we might get that anyway here, so we'll see. Yeah, Booker's been taking quite a bit of damage, so let's see if we get some stat increases. Those will definitely help for, we got a tough boss coming up in a little bit, so let's see what the fruits of our reward, of our labors are. Maxine got MP, that's really good. Layla got some hit points. And now we just have to select the wyvern egg, drop it in there, gently dropped into the spring, and yeah, we can see it's resting at the bottom, so guess it's not too deep of a spring. But now we can just teleport out of here, and Fess has enough magic points that he can heal himself up. So, because remember, we can still run into those evil hill geeguses out here. I know I've said that they're not as tough as they used to be, but they can still hurt us if we're whatchamacallit, not prepared. And of course, speak of the devil, here they are. It's like we wished them into existence. We spoke their name. Who was it? Is it Candyman or I don't know, one of those. I'm not a big horror genre person. I don't really like gory movies. But I think there's some like horror person. I want to say it's Candyman. But when I hear Candyman, I think of the a Zumba class at Halloween. We do like, you know, monster songs, and another song we do is the Candyman from Christina Aguilera, I think it is. It's like Sweet Sugar Candyman, here's your one-stop shop. I think it's her. It sounds like her, but yeah, I think of that song in Zumba. So unfortunately, I missed Zumba these past 2 weeks. I hurt my rib doing submission wrestling, so I was not as young as I used to be, and I was like, I want to try this out for the new year, and I did a 1-week trial at a place, and I don't think I'll be going back. Not that I didn't like it, but you know, seems like most folks there are younger than me, and they're more experienced than me, and I still want to go hard, and I can't. My body's telling me like, no. So plus I have a compressed disc in my neck from the army, so yeah, not necessarily the greatest idea. I might take up just for some extra exercise, like a boxing type fitness. Not straight boxing, because I don't think it would be good for me to get hit in the face either, or body even. But there's a exercise place called 9 Rounds. It's like a half hour. You do 9 different stations for 3 minutes, and you get a half a minute break between. I was gonna say half an hour. That would be a really long workout. Half-minute break between each station. And you know, there's like, it's all like kind of boxing related, hence the 9 rounds. Like one you do heavy bag work, another one you punch pads, another one you're doing core work, you know, then jumping rope, you know, all like boxer related type skills. So looks pretty interesting, so I'll have to check it out. Like I said, the goal is to most people say like, hey, you look good for, you know, your age, you know, but you can always look better, right? Always want to improve. So we got a Blizzard tome, and hey, we have a slot, not as worth a lot of money, but hey, every little bit counts. And now that we've submerged a wyvern egg, we actually get a little bit of change in dialogue from the woman and her child, and we also see something sad happened. The wyvern died. The last wyvern has died, but the egg you placed in the spring will one day hatch. So yeah, we head back up here, and the wyvern is gone. So we will be coming back here much later in the game. We will come back here later on. So even though we fulfilled this quest, there's some good reasons to come back here at least twice during the game. So we'll be back, nice Deist inhabitants. But speaking of going back places, it's probably time that we should head back to Altair and let Gordon know about what's going on here in Deist. We were sent out here to see if any of the dragoons and wyverns were still alive, so we should head back there and report our findings to Gordon. Let him know, sadly, we will not be getting any help from the dragoons and wyverns. At least for a while. I wonder how long the gestation period is for that egg. You know, my guess is it's going to take as long as it needs to hatch as the plot dictates. So, like, right when we need a wyvern, that's when the egg is going to magically hatch. Because that's how these games always work. So, speaking of working, where do these shopkeepers get enough money to buy all the stuff that we keep selling them? So, yeah, for some reason they can. That's one thing about that one game, Ancient Anguish, that I played a lot of. The longer you played the game, or the longer the game like reset. At the time that I played it, it was like every 24 hours the game kind of reset. It rebooted. Now I think it's like every 49 hours, because my cousin still plays it. But as the game went on, you know, like, I guess the merchants had a certain set amount of money. So, like, you know, you might have, like, an item. Say you have, like, a shield. You go to the weapon shop. You sell the shield. You might get, like, say, 20 gold for it. You know? But as it got closer to reboot and the game played longer, you know, the merchant might be like, you know, toward the end, he'd be like, oh, I'm like, running tight, you know, or, like, I don't think I'll be able to sell this. And he'll only give you, like, a fraction of what he might have given you if you sold that same item earlier in the day, you know. So he might have got 20 when the game first started, but then, you know, toward the end of the game, when he's, you know, used up most of his money, you know, he might only give you 5, you know. So it's kind of, you know, realistic, like, in a sense like that. So there's a trope for that. Was it like Joseph Stalin Hates Your Guts or something on tvtropes.com, where they talk about, like, the economics of, like, games and how they're kind of unrealistic. But that's the reason you play games, to escape, you know, the realism of everyday life. So I hope that you all are getting a little bit of a nice escape as you watch me play this game, and you come back in our next episode where we head back to Altair to report our progress. Take care, have a good day. Thanks for following along. Bye.